When the beat bang, when the beat bang, and you're in the club, when you listen and you feel a thud. When the beat bang and you're in the club, when the beat bang and you're in the club, when you listen and you feel a thud. When the beat bang, 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 and you're in the club, when the beat bang and you're in the club, when you listen and you feel a thud.
What goes out to all the ladies in the house?
Hey man, I feel like the music intro is always the best. Hey, yo, everybody, what's going on? Welcome to the 0.4, I don't know what you want to call it. Let's call it the prequel to the podcast rolling out. You got your boy Chris McLeod and my main man Aaron, aka Young Flag Burner. You know what I'm saying? He earned a new nickname this weekend. Hey man, yo.
Full disclosure, I did not actually. Don't burn real flags.
He did not burn a real flag.
Maybe not the fake ones. Maybe the fake ones are okay.
Hey, but we're gonna have some fun today. We're gonna be talking about Sony, who we really haven't covered the first 3 shows. Sony showed a lot of information with the new state of play, the controller information, the Avengers controversy. We're gonna dig into that. We're going to talk about actually everybody's peripherals in general, not just Sony's. We're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about cloud gaming, and that includes the Stadia, because we have to bring up the Stadia when we talk about cloud gaming, unfortunately. And for our third eye discussion of the day, we're going to talk about our top 5 moments of the generation and our bottom 5 moments of the generation. And no, ladies and gentlemen, that was not planned. So your boy Aaron got to come off the cusp. He got to come off the head with that information. But before we dig into all that, Aaron, what you been into lately, man? What you been reading, watching, playing? Tell me something. What's going on?
Not too much. Had a golf outing today. It's been a long day. Tweaked my leg backwards a little bit. That wasn't fun. I got this bad boy in the mail this week. Ooh.
Oh,
this thing is big, dude. Look at this thing.
Expensive? How much is that?
It was not cheap. It's $230.
$230.
This is bigger than I thought, though, dude. I mean, this for a Lego set this size, that's what they charge. I mean, I don't know how. It's something like 2,500 pieces or something in here. I have no idea when I'm gonna build it. Maybe I'll stream it sometime.
Hey man, I don't think he giving that up, Ham. I don't think he giving that up. Who's that? Lieutenant Shiny Dez. Hey man, I couldn't get one either. So F Aaron, you know what I'm saying? He always got the plug on stuff. As far as me, what I'm into, bro. I was playing Ninja Gaiden 2 at 60 frames a second.
Ooh.
Yeah, bro. Because I didn't know when they did the backwards compatible version that they updated it to 60 frames. So I was going to play Ninja Gaiden 2, and I was like, yo, this game's way too fast. I'm super bad right now because and I had to drop the level down to Acolyte to get accustomed to the speed, and then I had to, put it back up. And it's not, now I'm back, at mastery of Ninja Gaiden 2, but man, that 60 frames was kicking my ass. And I'm also reading Baki. I'm reading a lot of Baki right now. That's like my favorite manga to read right now. And Jujutsu Kaisen. I don't know. You read Jujutsu Kaisen?
Mm-mm. I can't. I've tried to read manga and I never stick with it. It's bad. But yeah, watching. I haven't had time to watch anything lately. I did finish up finally Star Wars Rebels, so I'm behind. But now I can watch the new Clone Wars season, which is also old. But
hey, that's classic Aaron. Aaron be like 5 years behind on content.
Everything.
So he never catches up because he has to 100% the game. Like he can't just finish it and move on.
I need the full experience. I gotta watch all of Clone Wars and Rebels so I can watch the new Clone Wars.
Understood.
I got the graphic novel for it too.
Hey man,
but yeah,
you have fun with that. But look, man, we gotta get this kicked off. So Sony has been riding on the high horse. They've been riding on the high horse lately, man. Strictly just off not saying anything and letting Microsoft shit themselves into a corner. And yes, I curse, but it was necessary this time. So mom, don't get mad at me. I'm not gonna curse anymore the rest of the show. But look, Microsoft has pretty much put themselves in a situation, speaking, where they pretty much, could only fail. And Sony played the quiet game, and they've been riding on the high horse. And then they've been setting expectations very well with their shows. for the state of play. It let people know off the top, no PS5, no PS5, no PS5, which is a smart move because then you just watch it and you don't care, right? So what did you think about the state of play? And was there anything that interested you that they showed?
I keep, I got it up on here, and maybe I'll just scrub through it real quick. But I mean, they even opened it up right with the PS4 startup. It's idle, and then it went blue because you clicked on it or you hit the button. So right out of the gate, so they did what? Crash. Crash looks cool. I don't know. It's going to be an interesting experiment because everyone's always like, you got to bring Crash back, you got to do this, but it's weird because it's a bunch of older people that remember Crash and not kids. Like, did kids play the Crash HD trilogy, or did people who used to play the Crash HD trilogy?
It must have done well enough that they made a sequel. So I mean, it had to did something.
Right, they greenlit this, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah, you're not about to just make a sequel for no reason. Like, nobody wastes money. And
right.
Isn't Crash still owned by Activision?
Yeah, this is the Activision game.
So you telling me Activision does something not to make money?
Right.
Tell me the last time that happened.
Well, I feel like the Crash HD trilogy was their test, right? And then that worked, and then they were like, all right, remake Spyro, make a new Crash, do everything. But so, I mean, it looks cool. You can play the whole game as either Crash or Coco. There's cosmetics, great. There's lots of replayable options and stuff. Hope it's it seems like actually like a pretty content-rich game, which is nice to see.
All right. So
launching at a weird time, but
hold on. Shiny Dead said something that I actually want to talk about.
Shiny Sides.
What was that? Shiny Sides? My fault. I said Shiny Deads. Shiny Sides said something that I actually think is interesting. So, like, as far as it being a standout, and we're gonna touch on this after. I'm gonna let you get back into your shtick about the state of play. But we're gonna touch on people's expectations for games that come out and how. And I think the generations have been kind of warped as far as like games that exist for people. Because like for me, this is just a game, right? I don't know if games necessarily need to be a standout anymore. But do you get the feeling that every time a game releases now, people want it to be standout? It can't just be like a mid-tier. You know how you got your high-tier AAA games and you got your low-tier indie games?
Yeah.
There's no middle class in gaming anymore, if you get what I'm saying. Like, you can't just have a game.
Yeah, I mean, well, I think a big part of it is just that the quantity of games that are out there now, you have to stand out or you're just going to drown. But it's crazy. There's no middle class in gaming anymore. But go ahead, continue. So yeah, that'll be interesting. I'm interested in the sales numbers of that game really when it comes out. See if it's really successful or not. See if they build up a newer fan base. I'm sure that will drive a Spyro sequel as well if this does well. So yeah, they did that. Hitman's in VR now. I guess that's cool. These Hitman games
like
are apparently have apparently been very good. And just nobody cares about them, I feel like. And I don't know anybody that cares about them, but everyone that plays them, apparently they're some of the best like sandbox kind of puzzle-solving games. It's like playing old Metal Gear and stuff, where they're like, there's this guy in there, and you have to kill him and figure it out. You roll up and you case the place out, and you see everything happening, and you figure it out. So apparently they've actually been really good, but oh boy, VR is probably very cool though. I'm sure it took them a while to integrate that, but that's cool.
I think it's gonna be sweet on me. I think it's gonna be.
This.
Aaron.
What's up?
Is that game going to be on the Oculus?
Which game?
Hitman.
Hold up. You
Am I frozen right now?
You froze up on me right now.
Am I frozen? I'm frozen?
Got you.
Oh, okay. There we go. Okay. All right, we back. This is why going live sucks, right? All right. So I was asking, is Hitman going to be on the Oculus?
I don't know. I'd have to look it up because, if it is, I'm sure they wouldn't say in this.
Hey, Ham said this is lagging. Ham, is it still lagging? Does Aaron have us out of lag mode, or is he doing way too much? What's going on?
It's been lagging a little bit. I see. I'm doing a lot. right now.
You is doing a lot right now. Hey, man, you might have to cut that video off, big dog. So,
He said the lag switch is off now. Okay.
the lag switch is off.
Yeah, I don't know. I would assume so. I mean, there's no way. The Hitman guys are real big PC proponents and everything. There's no way they're not going to put out unless they got timed exclusive deal. But this was neat. They did an HD remaster of Braid. It's pretty much
Wasn't
all there
Braid
is to
already
it.
in HD?
I mean, it was in Xbox 360 HD. It was in like 720p HD. So they redrew all of the assets for the whole game and added assets such that the backgrounds and the levels have more detail and stuff. So that's cool. If I ever wanted to play it again.
That's cool.
I was listening for this game. I don't know what this is. The Pathless. You run a whole lot, and I couldn't tell you what this game was about or why it would stand out. But yeah, sure. I don't know. They went out of their way to like explain everything, and I still did not get it. But it looks maybe it's fun. Who knows? Maybe it'll come out and people will say, "Wow, this game is great. You should look into it, and here's why." And I will look into it then. But
it looks, yes, it definitely looks artistically inclined, and it looks like something cool to do.
There was one in here that I wanted to hit. Spelunky 2.
Yep.
Fans of Spelunky. Yep. It's
Spelunky. Yeah.
New Spelunky with a whole lot of new stuff in it, so that's cool. Anime.
Gotta have that anime.
Now
DAT
this,
anime.
I have no idea what this is, but this was dope. I don't know if anybody knows what this was, but oh, I'm always too quick on the draw with that button. But this
looks great.
I don't know what this is, but it's dope.
It's up my alley. This looks like
the
it's
whole
up my alley.
thing looks like it's a fighting game kind of.
Yep, looks like it's up my alley though. This is what I like my games to look like
But it is 3D. It's got a lower frame rate on purpose because it's looking real anime and stuff, kind of. Very stylistic, and I couldn't figure out what's going on with the gameplay is, but I want to know what this game is about.
I like it. Very beautiful.
I was like, everything about this, the design is great. So be on the lookout for I gotta see what the name is at the end of this, but this is the standout thing for me at this fucking presentation. I was like, wow, that was cool. The rest of this was like whatever, but I actually am interested in knowing more about this now because they showed it to me on here. Aeon must die, and then that's all I had to say about that. So I was like, all right, well, I thought that was cool, but yeah, more. I don't know. More high quality indie games.
All right, look. All right, you can cut the feed on the state of play. All right, hold on. All right.
I was gonna, yeah. I was like, more bug snacks.
Yeah, you can go ahead and
Who knows what that is? And then Godfall. They went into this a whole lot, which.
And then Godfall.
Which I could chat a little bit about. I mean, it looks a little interesting. It's like I don't know. They basically did. They summarized their game perfectly in that they're making a looter slasher, because they were like, it's like a looter shooter with loot and stuff, but it's all action melee gameplay. So I was like,
yes,
okay, but okay, that's what it is, I guess.
This is why I wanted to pause it. So look, this is the one we need to talk about right here. All right. So Godfall is a launch title for the PS5, and I don't believe that it's going to be the only launch game. So, Sony usually doesn't overlap their exclusive launch titles. So, well, just like the exclusive games, period. They really don't do a lot of overlapping of the titles. So, do you think this game and Spider-Man are the only two games that they're launching with the PS5 this season?
They're going to be two of the only PS5 exclusive titles. Was there anything else that they already said from the last presentation? I don't think that there was there? It's literally just Spider-Man is all they showed before in this.
They've been kind of hinting at like a Silent Hill game, and it's kind of been like up in the air that there's going to be some Silent Hill game that gets announced.
I
So
heard
it's
that
kinda weird.
I heard that got kind of disproved or something. Even if it did, it wouldn't be at launch. There's no way they would have that, cooked and ready to go for this. But yeah, it is kind of weird. I feel like I looked up that recently and I was like, oh, they only have Spider-Man for launch.
Well, yeah,
But
and that's why I don't want to discredit the Spider-Man game because I thought Spider-Man was
gonna
one of the
be
best
good.
games. Like, one of the
it's
best
gonna
games.
be really good.
But I'm just like, it was something in me that was like, that should be coming out on PS4 also though.
Mm-hmm.
Like, there's 100 million people that own a PS4. Like, that play Spider-Man right now.
Yep. And they were
why did they not have the option to play that game?
Because they need to sell that system, which really it's gonna sell out regardless. But they could have just said it's gonna do nothing but play PS4 games in better quality, and it would sell out. But that's why I want one. Let me know when them pre-orders come. But so yeah, I mean, that's about it for State of Play, right? Pretty sure.
Right.
That was.
I mean, it is.
They didn't. There was no. I think that this was the end of it. Actually, really. They just talked about Godfall for a long time. Yep, that was it. So.
To our viewers, Aaron definitely gave y'all the extended version of that because I really thought he was just gonna hit y'all with the and then I'm out of here. You know what I'm saying, with the 1-2 step. But yeah, man, y'all should thank Aaron, man. If you didn't see the State of Play, he pretty much gave you everything you needed to see. So, the most interesting thing for you was Aeon Must Die. I am right there with you. Aeon Must Die.
Yeah, I gotta see what that's about.
But it was cool. It was cool. Sony set the proper expectations. I'm not mad at the State of Play. Good job with the State of Play. And yeah, I guess we'll move on. Sony already knows they're gonna sell these consoles regardless. They're already projected to sell 60. Like, what did they say, like 60 million or something in the first 2 years or 3 years? It was some stupid, crazy number that they're supposed to be projected to sell.
They're really killing it, man.
Do you think Sony and Microsoft have realized that console releases are just going to be slower than they used to be, with development of games taking 4+ years plus? So are they just going to slow play these consoles? No, see, funny thing, Lieutenant Shiny Sides. I love that name. That is a dope name.
Who is that? That's somebody I know. That's somebody on my Steam friends list.
Funny thing. I think Sony just knows they don't. See, Sony has always, if you look at their other things that they do, right? When they were really successful in audio, they didn't push the boundaries on audio, because they just knew they were winning.
Oh,
if you hey, Adam, hey, what's poppin'? Hey, what's poppin', Adam? What's poppin', Adam? If you look at
that's a third key alum, by the way.
Yeah, yes, a real third key. That's a real life third key. If you looked at what they did with TVs, they've always kind of when they were in the driver's seat, they kind of just sat back and they chilled. But if you look at that versus what they do with cameras, because they knew that they had to compete against Canon and Nikon, they found their thing and they pushed on it. So I saw a lot of my videographer friends switch over to the Sony cameras, because they were like, yo, man, they're really pushing the video stuff. So Sony's always been real weird with that, man. If they feel like they good, they gonna chill. And that's what y'all seeing right now. They chilling. They already know they don't need a huge launch title to sell this console. They are chilling.
I feel like the only thing that they had, the only consideration was what's the timing, and it's this holiday. So that's all that matters. Do we have games? We got that Spider-Man one. Make a PS5 only. We're good. And that's a wrap.
Straight. Yeah, man. Look,
good enough.
We straight. and Adam versus Microsoft, to answer your question, you see they trying to push the go button on everything because they have to. They don't have a choice. Otherwise, nobody's buying that console. Mm-hmm. So of course you're gonna put Halo with it because you only sold 40 million of the last one.
Yeah, I guess they kind of did a similar thing, right? They just it took long enough, and they were just like, ugh, just save it for the next console. Well, here's why Sony doesn't have to care about nothing. they made 5.6 billion in revenue between April and June 2020.
That
That
is
is
crazy.
3 months. Uh, with 1.152 billion in profit. That is the biggest revenue ever for PlayStation during quarter one of the fiscal year. And the top three biggest quarter one revenues in gaming ever is Sony quarter one. Fiscal, hold. It's quarter one revenue. Sony holds all the records. 2020,
Of course they do.
2018, 2019. Um,
Of course.
so big the revenue is. Their quarter one financial year 2020 revenue is higher than any quarter of Xbox ever, including October to December. So their
They
profit
just had to
over
throw that
this
jab,
quarter,
Aaron.
yeah, was
Aaron,
bigger than
they just had
anything
to throw
Xbox
that
has ever
jab at him.
done.
Hey, they just had to hit him with the ha ha, ha ha.
Yeah, biggest
Oh man.
revenue ever for PlayStation during a non-holiday quarter, which is quarter three. So, I mean, that's crazy. I think that's actually a big number because holidays usually push. That's like when they make the big money, but they're talking about this is the biggest ever. It was quarter one, which means that it's only ever been topped by quarter three. Holiday revenue numbers.
Which
Um,
means which is abysmal. If you're Microsoft, and look, Microsoft ain't hurting. So let me make sure I say this before before I start hoeing them. Okay, me and Aaron was talking about this before we even started the show. Microsoft has enough money that they paid like $3 billion for Minecraft and didn't care. Okay, they have enough
yeah.
money where they're probably gonna buy Warner Brothers and they don't care. They have enough money where they're probably about to buy TikTok and they don't care. Like like they're not hurting. So any of my Microsoft fans out there, believe me, I know. I know what the real is, okay, as far as the company goes. Okay, we all get it. But it's still fun to make fun of the Xbox sometimes because Sony's like they the goats of this console ish, man. This console ish, they are the goats. Like they got it on lock. How you break your own record 3 times, bro? How do you do that? I'm
Dude.
setting my own record. I'm breaking
So
three times.
yeah, so it's number nine quarter of all time in all of video gaming for all companies. And then their fiscal year 2020 forecast, which just started with this quarter, is 23.4 billion in revenue. It would be the uh, biggest revenue for any platform holder in video game history for the year, and the second best operating profit ever. So I guess there's a difference between revenue and operating profit. So it would be the second most profitable ever, as opposed to revenue versus actual
Yeah,
profit you made. So
yes,
that's
5.4 billion in revenue is crazy, but it's even crazier that only equates to 1.2 billion in profits. That's like, and I'm saying only like it's not billions of dollars, but you know how insane that is that you can make 5.4 billion and lose
yeah.
like
The fiscal
lose
year,
like
the projections for the
like
year is
4.2.
23 billion, and they only expect to make 2.24 billion in profit. That's crazy, but I mean, I guess you got to spend
That
money to make money.
that is insane. That is insane. Like it is.
But I mean, it's
Um,
profitable, and it's one of their best. I'm pretty sure it's one of Sony's best businesses
No,
in the
no,
whole
no. It's their
company.
best business. No, it's the best business in the company. No, it is. It is. Man, I would quote dude, but I ain't gonna throw his name out there. I'll let him come on the show and talk about it. But that is their number one business in the
hmm
company right now. That's what they're doing, selling that PlayStation.
yeah.
You know what I'm
Um,
saying? So that's what it is.
and yeah. So I mean, but it's in general, it's interesting that has truly been, and is now proven that this pandemic has significantly helped video game platform holders. Nintendo also posted some ridiculous profits. They made 400% what they expected to make this quarter. Animal Crossing, I think, it's number two on Switch now under Mario Kart 8 Deluxe as far as units sold. So a game that came out like 3-4 months ago is now the number two best-selling game over stuff like Breath of the Wild and Smash Bros. Um, so they also did very well, of course, because of the pandemic, and they kind of went viral because it was such a good game to play during a pandemic. Um, So there's your quarter one numbers. I don't know if Microsoft has numbers. They probably don't put them out. They're probably not too happy, proud of them.
Phil was talking about their numbers, and and they was beating their chests about like that. That's like a couple weeks ago when they was talking about like the Game Pass numbers and how many the new subscribers, because like they hit 10 million and the service has only been out for like a year or 2 years. Like hitting 10 million subscribers is like nuts in that amount of time. And so they was beating their chest about their numbers, and we already see what game they playing. We're gonna talk about that a little bit later. But actually, since we're on Sony and we're gonna stay on topic, got one more. Yes, Adam, they did destroy the generation. I did. People said that they literally made 9 consecutive exclusive games that all smashed it. All smashed it. I've never seen that many consecutive exclusive games made, and where you just smashing it. So PlayStation 4, this generation might be like one of the greatest accomplishments in Sony's like console history. It may be the greatest that they've ever did. Like, it's insane. It's gonna go down in gaming legend. But we're staying on Sony. Let's talk about the controller controversy.
Oh, hold up, back up a little bit, because I do want to hear what you have to say on Spider-Man.
Oh man, look, man, look. You want my opinion on Spider-Man for the Avengers, or Spider-Man for the PS5?
Just the Avengers thing is the big news of the week, I guess. Which I was like, that makes sense. People were like, oh, that's mean, but I was like, you guys understand that like they own the movie rights and the video game rights. Like Spider-Man doesn't come out on any other platform unless they say so. So why would they put Spider-Man on Xbox or anyone else?
Okay.
They're Sony. They like to put stuff exclusive.
So I found out, it's on a game-by-game basis, So, because people was hoeing Marvel, especially Stan Lee, you know what I'm saying? R.I.P. to Stan Lee, rest in peace. But, Stan Lee caught a lot of heat for basically breaking up Marvel and selling it pieces off to different companies and allowing them to utilize it the way they wanted. But he had to do it to basically save Marvel. Like, he didn't have a choice.
Yeah, that was pre-Disney.
So, he didn't have a choice. He had to do it. Otherwise, Marvel wouldn't be here, right? But as far as the Avengers thing goes, when you're making a game as a platform, so this is where I get why people are angry. Avengers is being sold as a game as a platform, right? So obviously they're going to be updating it. They're going to be adding characters. They're going to be adding villains. They're going to be adding, stories, right? Spider-Man is literally the single biggest comic book character in all of comics. He literally grosses the most money. So when you have the single biggest character and you make him exclusive, that's gonna hurt a game like the Avengers. That's why it's been getting bad press. Because when it comes to a game like this and you're selling it as a platform, Spider-Man can't be exclusive, dog. He just can't. He's like, if you want to make somebody exclusive, make Iceman.
I guess it's a good point because Ultimate Alliance was on the Switch exclusive, and every Spider-Man's in that. Even every Spider-Man from the movie, from the animated movie.
Said Disney's got the money, write that check if you want. Look, hey Adam, look, ain't got nothing to do with Disney. Disney got paid. It's the reverse. As far as the games go, Marvel still owns the rights on a per game basis. So when Sony owns the film rights, that's it. That's the only thing they own. If they want to get anything else, they got to pay. Now they probably have, they probably can negotiate a little something because they've been doing business for a long, whatever. But for that Insomniac game, Marvel, they had to get paid. So I'm assuming Sony went to Marvel and said, hey, here's a check. We want the biggest character in comics on this exclusive for the biggest platform, which is PlayStation 4. And Marvel, from their standpoint, is probably going to say, well, yeah, it makes sense to us because more than likely it's going to sell more on the PlayStation 4 because you have 100 million fucking, freaking consoles. I almost cursed again. You got 100 million freaking consoles out there. So, yeah, why not?
Yeah.
But
I mean, I do think
he's
though
the
that
biggest character in comics.
Yeah,
Can't do it.
and they did work. I mean, do they own Insomniac yet? Did they officially make that happen?
Yes.
So I mean, I think that
Insomniac is a part of PlayStation Studios.
they were like, um, we're gonna make it for you too. So I think that was part of their deal was like, hey, we were gonna make a Spider-Man game. We're having Insomniac do it. It's gonna be a PlayStation thing. And I think that really what they are probably trying to do is, 3D HD Spider-Man video game. They want that to be a PlayStation thing, which because they got that last game very successful. But what if this Avengers game came out and Spider-Man controls similarly, and you're playing 3D open world Spider-Man in the Avengers game, but the Spider-Man game's exclusive to PlayStation? I feel like that would mix up what they want people to think about it. They want you to think that Spider-Man is Sony.
I just say this, and Adam, yes, you are correct. As a gamer, it sucks. It's business-wise, it's a great deal. I agree, it's business-wise a great deal. I ain't mad at it at all. Get your money. I told everybody that's a big flex because Spider-Man is the biggest character in comics. But with that being said, we got to make sure we keep that same energy because I'm pretty sure that Warner Brothers deal is going to happen. Like I've told people, and we'll talk about that when we get to the cloud stuff. I'm fairly sure that Warner Brothers deal is going to happen. And if that deal happens and your boy becomes exclusive to the other platform, is people going to keep the same energy? And I don't think they would. Nobody, Batman, everybody here should know we talking about Batman.
Which deal you talk? Which Warner Brothers deal you talking about?
The one where Warner Brothers, basically AT&T wants to get their Warner Brothers content off.
Oh, right. They're offloading.
Right. So they want to offload all that stuff. All right. Amongst the major players, you got Take-Two Interactive, you got EA, you got what's the other one? Activision, and then you got Microsoft. Amongst the four, who you think got the largest purse to just sign a check with as many zeros as possible and say, whatever y'all want to make this happen, let's make it happen? And who has the most to gain from getting it? We all know who that is because only one of those four is launching a streaming service. And everybody knows the streaming services is all about content. Mm-hmm. The more content, the better. So would everybody be comfortable having the same conversation if we was talking about Batman not being available on everything? And I don't think everybody would.
And Mortal Kombat.
Oh, yeah, Mortal Kombat. Yeah, that too. Mortal Kombat would be a big thing. But you know what I'm saying? So that's why I like these conversations kind of suck when it relates to things like this. Exclusive games are one thing, but like, bro, Spider-Man got to be available, bro, for everybody, man. He's Spider-Man.
But you know what?
Everybody reads Spider-Man.
I'm not even sweating it because you know what it is? It's going to be a side mission exclusive for Spider-Man, and it's going to be the only mission where he talks and does anything, and then he's going to be an option to play in the missions after you beat the game with the main characters. It's like there's no way they're going to like develop a ton of content for him for one platform.
Why wouldn't they? They did it with Destiny.
That's because that's too much. It's taking them forever just to put the game out.
Bro, it literally happened on Destiny. That content was exclusive, I think, for like 3 years. So it was entire story segments of Destiny that only people could play on the PlayStation 4 version.
Even having played Destiny though, it's like, well, what was it really? Another reskinned area with some reskin bosses?
Nah, it was entire raids. So it was because I used to play Destiny. Like I think I told you the story. I was playing Destiny when my daughter was born, in the hospital. So it was it was an entire strike. It was like multiple strikes, multiple guns. Like it was entire segments of the core game of Destiny that was exclusive to the PlayStation 4 that PC players and Xbox players could not experience, and it was like for 3 years.
Damn. Well, yeah, I don't know.
The Lego Marvel game was a huge accomplishment because of ownership issues. Yes, actually, yes, that is true, Adam. Man,
Lego has the ability to transcend licenses somehow.
Yes. See, Adam, remember? It was a bunch of content. Bro, Destiny was like a whole different game on the PlayStation 4, bro. Like, it was like a whole different game. He was like, man, y'all got more guns, more strikes, more... Like, what?
What a mess that whole debacle was. It's in a great place now, but...
Yeah, that's why Bungie left that deal as fast as possible. You didn't peep as soon as they got the opportunity to leave, they was like, we are gone.
God, because Activision is trash. As soon as they said that Activision's taken over, I was like, it's not a good look. Activision's never been a good idea for anybody. Uh, but, so, yeah. Well, we should probably move. Keep it rolling.
No, we are. I mean, we only really covering 3 subjects today. We can kind of ramble.
Oh, but cloud gaming is going to be a big one, I think.
So, obviously, and I think we're gonna blow through this one because we're talking about controllers now. Okay, so we're gonna stick to Sony. Sony's dominance. Sony not fudging it up, not messing up, keeping quiet, and then they had 2 controversies back to back. One was the Avengers, which we just talked about. And then number 2 controversy was PlayStation 4 controllers not working on the PlayStation 5. Aaron, obviously it is not. So I'm going to say this before you even start talking because I don't want no commercial answers. I don't want no politically correct answers. I don't want none of that. Okay, I want straight emotions on this. Okay, it is not the standard for new consoles to have old controllers work on those consoles. Yes, there's only been one platform where people they can continuously rotate their things forward. That is the superior platform. That is PC. So yes, on PC, all your stuff goes forward. I know. All right, cool. All right, Aaron, take it away. How you feel about PlayStation 4 controllers not working on PlayStation 5?
Well, that standard has always been garbage, especially because it's like it's always been dumb, and it's even more dumb now that like I don't care what you say, man. There's nothing about the DualShock 5 that can't be done on the DualShock 4. They're like, it's got a better touchscreen and or a touchpad, and it's got the more sensitive vibration. It's like, cool, dude. The programmers, if you really need that stuff, make a DualShock 5 game, sure. But there's no reason to like keep people from using DualShock 4s, which are going to connect to it because they said you can use it to play PS4 games. So they have the ability. So why can't I get an indie game off of the store that came out for PS5 that uses 2 buttons and the D-pad and use the DualShock 4? There is no excuse for that. And it's like it's so annoying. It had that problem with when PS4, right when PS4 came out, I think. Me and my buddy just wanted to play like Guilty Gear, I think, and we were just like, can we just use a DualShock 3? Like, why can I not use a DualShock 3 to play Guilty Gear? They're like, nope, they don't work for anything. You can literally plug in PC controllers into the PS4 and use them. Can't use DualShock 3s though. You paid all that money for all of those. They don't work. No way.
Adam is going in. Look.
And what the big flex is this guy. The new controller is going to work on Xbox One.
It works backwards.
They're going to make it work on the old console.
Yeah, the big flex is that the new controller works on the old console. That is a big flex.
And the old controllers will work on the new console. So that, thankfully, Microsoft is trying to, hopefully change this for the better in the future. Sony's kind of the one lagging behind this generation with the whole, doing new innovative stuff. But
is this really new and innovative though? See,
I don't know.
This is where I
not new and innovative.
I get to my point.
Not new and innovative, but they're the ones doing the things that are upsetting gamers. Whereas last generation Xbox One was the one that was like everyone was super mad at them in the begining for some of their decisions that they were making.
Hold on. I'm about to break that down, and let me take this sip of water. Hold on. Hold on. So when the last console generation launched, the Xbox One launched, the big issue was the DRM, right? So the digital rights management, right? Let's talk about this all digital PS5 console. Okay, that's about to come out. All right, you got an all digital PS5 console. How is that console going to validate the license so you can play the game? What is it going to have to use to do that?
Yeah, it's just your account. It's just your PSN account.
Yeah, exactly.
Signed in.
Signed into what?
The internet.
Okay. Oh, to the internet. To the internet. So it's the same thing. Okay, cool. All right. So Yes, exactly. Same as Steam. Same as Steam. So it's literally the exact same thing that your boy got booed off stage for saying on stage. So this is all about marketing. It's all about marketing and all about packaging. The PlayStation 5 digital is the exact same thing. It's literally going to be the exact same thing that y'all got mad at your boy for launching, on stage when Microsoft said they was going to have internet validation on the game licenses to be able to use it. That's why on the all digital console got to be connected to the internet. Mm-hmm. All right, got to be connected to the internet. Now, this number 2, right? When it comes to the controller business, of course Sony's going to do this. We just said that the PlayStation is their number 1 business. So if it's their number 1 business, they got to sell new-ish. They don't want you using the old-ish. I'm not mad at Sony for telling y'all stop being broke boys and go get that new controller, all right? Because we sell premium. Like y'all let Apple do it. Every time I saw Apple they sold $700 wheels. Your PC table wheels. They sold some for $700, bro. They were white and they came in a box, and you just put them on the bottom of your table. They were $700. Okay. So this is what it is with Sony. If you want to use the DualShock 4. All right, broke boy, go play on the PlayStation 4. That's their attitude towards it. And if y'all not going, no, shouldn't have changed the overall style. Hey man, look, they do need to change the overall style because I think the DualShock. This is gonna get me roasted. I think the DualShock is a terrible controller. Anything with analogs not offset to me is trash. I don't care what nobody got to say. It's not ergonomic. It don't feel right. I don't care.
At least the 4 was different and not.
Yeah,
the same thing as the previous ones because the DualShock 3 and 2 and 1 are all garbage. But
look, offset analog is the way you play. Nintendo know it. PC players know it. Everybody knows it. Okay, so if you want to play with your if you want to play with your with your DualShock analog sticks in the middle, go be my guest. But that's whack. But either way, I'm on Sony's side when it comes to y'all going to buy this new controller. Look,
I will say specifically too, I don't really have that much of an issue with it, but my issue is that a developer can't say our PS5 game will support DualShock 4s. If you're making something that is multiplayer, you need to get 4 controllers in there. Nobody wants to buy 4 $70. It's gonna be at least $70 for them DualShock 5s.
Oh yeah. Oh no, they're gonna be like 80. Hey, I'm calling it now. I think the DualShock 5 is gonna be $80, bro.
So if you make an indie game that's PS5 new, they can't say you can use DualShock 4s. That's like, but they can say you can use a $20 controller off the internet that works on PC, but you can't use them DualShock 4s. You just can't.
Aaron, you over here using logic, okay? You over here using this logic. We ain't using logic. Sony's on this. They are on this. We are the Apple of gaming train. They feel like they can do whatever they want, bro. And they can. They're launching a brand new console without a AAA game to go with it, and y'all gonna buy it. That's what it is.
Yeah. But I mean, that's shitty though, because it's like I don't know. You can. It's
what it is.
It's fine if you're coming out with a new game and you're like, it's a DualShock 5 game, you need a DualShock 5, but developers should be able to say, my little multiplayer game. Maybe I even made a game that supports like 7 players, but it can support all these controllers. But sorry, we're not allowed to let you use a DualShock 4 because Sony said
okay. So. All right, then tell everybody vote with their wallet, man. Tell everybody, look, I never buy first run consoles. Ain't ish to play. See, Adam. I've seen people say that, and I've always been like, that's not necessarily true. Guess what came out when the Xbox 360 dropped, right? It was a little game called Call of Duty. Oh, man, I forgot. And that's before Call of Duty was Call of Duty. It wasn't Call of Duty yet, okay? It was Call of Duty 3. I remember when it came out, everybody was like, yo. Oh, no, it was Call of Duty 2. I'm sorry. Call of Duty 2, wasn't it Big Red 1? Big Red 1?
No, Big Red 1 was the old. Big Red 1 was the one that they made for the old consoles. It was the 360. 360 got straight up regular Call of Duty 2.
Call of Duty 2, and everybody was like, "Oh man, this is a great." Yeah, they was like, oh, this is a great World War II shooter. That hit, right? I remember that. I was like, okay, that's cool. Xbox 360 launched with that Call of Duty 2. Okay, remember that original Xbox came out with something called Halo. I don't know if everybody remembers. I don't know if everybody remembers Halo, or anything like that. The Nintendo Switch came out with Breath of the Wild. Hey, there have been consoles that have released with that fire, but guess who don't never release with that fire? Literally 0 times. 0 times have released with that fire. Take a guess. True. Hey, Adam, what you think? Type it in the comments. Who you think is the only manufacturer that has never released with that fire? What's Halo? Yeah, so I'm just saying, man, Sony has proven to me that they don't have to do anything and y'all gonna buy that. They already know what it is, bro. You're not getting a AAA game until next year, and y'all might get it. We might push back Horizon, what's the new one called?
I don't know.
Horizon Zero West or something, whatever. We might push that back. Y'all still gonna
that is like that game. I'm sure it's gonna take a while for them to finish that game. But yeah, that's true. I mean, PS2, the bouncer, PS3. I don't think a single game came out on PS3 that wasn't third party.
Resistance. It was Resistance.
Oh, Resistance Fall Man, which was like
Resistance Fall Man.
Which was
exactly.
A game.
Come on, man. We ain't talking about no Resistance, man.
PS4. I don't know.
I'm just saying, man. Sony got it on Smash, baby.
Yeah, the PS5 is gonna be godfall.
Sony got it on Smash. So when y'all buy this PS5, go to the store with your $80. I swear it's gonna cost $80 there. Like I saw all the tech in that controller.
Yeah.
That's what I was talking about when I had
a bunch of tech that no one's gonna use. I don't have a single game that's used the touchpad on the DS4, or that's it. That was the only thing that was new about it. Oh, the light bar, nobody wanted that. I got to turn it off so that I don't see a glare in my TV from it. It's trash. But you got to pay for it.
We spent so much time on this. I really think we talk about this as long. Adam, no, see. So, Adam, there are consoles that release with great games. You're just talking about the one who always wins. They don't release with great games. The Dreamcast released with great games. The Xbox released with great games. The Nintendo GameCube, I think, launched with... Did Sunshine come out with the GameCube?
No, GameCube did have a lull of a year. GameCube had a Luigi's Mansion, but... was
that Luigi's Mansion?
Yeah.
All right, Luigi's Mansion.
But Wii was like, I mean, Nintendo played the hold the game until the next console thing at least, but Wii was Twilight Princess, and that sold the console, and Switch was Breath of the Wild, and that sold the console.
The Wii was Twilight Princess. The Wii was Twilight Princess. Like, literally everybody. Somebody in the comments, give me your best Sony launch game. Give me the best one. Like, literally. Like, I'm going to give y'all time. Look it up. I need the best PlayStation launch game.
I think it might be from Sony. Well,
from Sony. Yeah, from Sony is fine. That's cool. Give it to me from Sony.
Even third party, but even the third parties, I feel like at their launches have always been not great. Especially PS3. Man, that was bad. That was a rough launch. But
all right, man. I'm gonna let them work on that. We already know what it is with the controller.
Or
you
nothing.
And Adam are right. You and Adam are right. By the way, you are right. Okay, I'm just making sure I'm clear about this. Sony don't care. Okay, they don't care. You want to play PlayStation 4? You want to use PlayStation 4 controller? Go use PS4. We own this new ish over here. We own this brand new. We own that $80 controller. That's what we own over here on this side. All right. So
I will say too, in response to Adam, I'm not usually one to buy consoles at launch either, but I actually am going to buy a DualShock 5.
I tried to Google it. It didn't work.
Yeah, I'm going to buy a PlayStation 5 because I actually have stopped playing all of the really great PS4 games because I want to play them in higher frame rates and resolutions, and I know that the PS5 is going to do that. So I'm going to buy the PS5 for PS4 games. But
as am I, actually, funny enough, because I'm literally the only person in the United States that has not played Ghost of Tsushima because I refuse to play it at 30 frames a second. I want to play it with that high fidelity. So I'm not doing it. I'm like, I'm about to wait. I need that upgrade. I need it. All right. So look, hold on. What did Adam say before I move on? Hold on. Google laughed at me. Of course Google laughed at you because they don't know either. They was like, what? The launch PlayStation game? What are you talking about? Just buy the console like you always do. All right, look. So, what we got last? Oh, okay. All right, not professional. Shouldn't be off the top. Cloud gaming. All right. So moving in. All right. So, Aaron, we already know what's going on with cloud gaming. Microsoft over here throwing down the gauntlet on Google Stadia and whatever Amazon is talking about that they haven't announced yet. No secret, it's probably going to be branded with Twitch for people who aren't familiar. But how do you feel about Microsoft's approach to cloud gaming versus Google's approach to cloud gaming? And what do you think the future is for people like Sony, Amazon, Nintendo, like, because hey man, this has been the most positive press I've ever seen Microsoft get at one time. Everybody's loving what they got going on with the cloud gaming, and I'll talk about some accessories when Aaron goes through his, goes through his stick. Go ahead.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I don't know. Stadia is like it's not even part of the equation. I almost feel like Microsoft didn't even care. I think Stadia must have tried to say we're gonna get the jump on them and launch, and then see if it works out. We're just gonna waste all these efforts and go all in, and if we hit it big, then we'll take a bunch of Game Pass people, but they didn't, and Microsoft just sat there and bided their time, and their time is coming, and that's what the news is cloud gaming is coming to Xbox Game Pass Ultimate on September 15th. So, which I think that counts. It's in certain regions, I think, but America is one of the first launching regions that's going to have it, and that's exciting. I mean, September 15th, so they're gonna drop that pre-new consoles. Everyone's gonna be talking about it, and maybe they'll be able to hype it up more and hype up their Series X pitch a bit more after people see it, after the reviews are hopefully positive for them. And yeah, it's been cited that it shows cloud gaming with Xbox Game Pass is the current official title of what it's going to be called. Instead of they're ditching xCloud because that would tie it to Xbox. And we already talked about previously that Xbox Game Pass is changing to Game Pass. So really, it's going to be cloud gaming with Game Pass. And Game Pass is going to be on everything.
Everything. Now, I just sent you a link, by the way, Aaron. I sent you a link for the people. So if they want to go through that, it has every launch game for every console ever. All right. So, you know what I'm saying? I sent you a link just for the people because that's what we do over here on Third Key. You know what I'm saying? Is we give the info to you, the people. That's the Bang reference. All right. So look, as far as the cloud gaming goes, all right. We'll talk about Sam because you already know my feeling towards it. I think it's going to be like the future, right? Especially when 5G launches, there will literally be no excuse. Like literally no excuse not to be able to play on the internet because 5G is going to be ridiculous. So when I saw Samsung announce the Note 20, which I don't know why it's called the Note 20. Anybody know why it's called the Note 20? Is there a specific reason why that number was picked? Is it because of the year?
Oh, what did they just do? Did they just change it up? Maybe it's the year. Maybe they're just going to a yearly model. Because what were they going to be on, like 9 or?
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, so maybe it's the year. All right, so maybe it's the year. But when they announced it was going to be packaged with you guys are distracting me from winning that Smash. But when they announced it was going to be packaged with the xCloud, xCloud compatible or whatever, and they're going to have like a package that has a controller, the phone, and the clip so you can put it on there and all that good stuff. I was like, look, man, I already see what the play is for Microsoft. They're going to have exclusive partners. Samsung is going to be a part of their exclusive partnership, right? So I'm telling y'all right now, when they announce this Model S, this Xbox Series S, it's not going to be what y'all think it is. I guarantee it's going to be a streaming box. I 100% guarantee it's going to be a streaming box. And it's going to be something closer to like an Apple TV versus a game console. because when they announce those new Samsung TVs next year, they're gonna have xCloud on them. Okay, the next year's Samsung TVs will have xCloud on them, and you'll be able to play Xbox games from your TV with a controller without buying an Xbox. So Aaron is 100% correct. It's gonna be on everything. I wouldn't even be surprised if in like 2 years you see Phil Spencer walk up during a Sony E3 press conference, and everybody's gonna be like, "What the hell is going on?" And Sony says, "Hey, guess what we got coming to the console?" You know, and I wouldn't be surprised. I just wouldn't, because Microsoft's pretty much shown me that they don't give a f about about selling the Series X. They don't care. They're just like, "Hey, man, it's there if you want to buy it or whatever."
That's there for the hardcore guys, and they're gonna get it, and that's all he needs to say. That's all they have to say.
Yeah.
They don't have to sell it to everyone. Yeah.
Cool. But we about this Game Pass.
Yeah. Well, we need you to be on that. Better yet, buy that yearly package and rate, and get as many people on that service as possible, and make that service a success. Because I mean that's gonna be it, right? I mean that's gonna be. I was thinking about it a little bit with how I was trying to think about how we consume content, and how when we were growing up it was always like you go to Blockbuster one time a week with the family, you got to pick a movie, you don't have nothing to go off of but the back of the box and what's in stock, and then you got to go watch it, and it's either bad or it's good, and then you got to wait for another week. And it's like, man, so movies and TV have already been totally upended. It's now everyone has all TV and movies pretty much, or at least so much that you could never watch all of it, and there's going to be good stuff that you can find, and you can Google it, and you can look up reviews on everything and find something good. That's totally upended that industry, and it's like that still hasn't come to gaming, which is kind of crazy. Like you have a lot of games, but you still got to have the money to pay for it. You got to buy one, you got to spend time on it. You don't just have I mean, some people got pretty big Steam libraries and stuff, but usually it's because they bought a bunch of cheap games that they're never going to play. But I mean, this is talking about they want, every big game to just be on here. And then you don't have to spend $60, $70 on games anymore. I got Game Pass, I'm a gamer, and the new games come out, I get them on here, I play them. I got an enormous backlog of a zillion games. I can just go look through and find some random older game to play maybe that I never checked out. And that's what it's, especially I feel like kids growing up too. It's like there's going to start being a generation of kids who grow up with video games are a giant cloud library of things that I have access to, and I can play whatever I want, whenever I want, wherever I want. And that's
Right.
going to be a game-changing moment for gaming, and I think Microsoft knows that, and that's why they're trying to get ahead of it and be the people who really offer that. But it's crazy, and it's starting, and it's
Guess who else knows that? Apple knows that. That's why they say, hell no, you're not putting that over here. But I'm gonna let you dig into that too. Go ahead and talk to the people about how Apple shut that down. Cause they was like, nah, B, we already got our own game streaming services. Y'all gotta pay $10 for over here. You ain't about to bring that over here in our app store. We not having it. Talking about they gotta check each game on a per game basis. That is a joke.
You guys watch every movie on Netflix? Get out of here. That's like the one argument to shut it down, which was that when these services came to their platform, they were like, well, no, you can't just charge people for a service through your app because you got to go through our payment methods. You can't just do that. And now you can do that. They eventually gave on it, and now their excuse is going to be we can't review all the content, therefore you can't have the service. Like that's every streaming service. Why are video games different than movies? Like, what do they just trust the MPAA, the movie ratings board? They're just like, oh well, if they said that it's fine, then it's fine to put on iPhones. But does that mean you just don't trust the ESRB to do the same thing? Like, what? It's such a non-reason, and it's so backwards thinking, and it's just gonna make people so angry, and it's gonna have to they're gonna give in and figure something out. But you know,
Okay,
I
but
guess I
people
get it.
go with
They're
their
gonna
wallet,
want them.
Farron.
They want they're gonna want their piece of the pie is why. So
Yeah, I think they
Microsoft will
charge
figure
like
it out. But
30%. Bro, I think they charge like 30% for
hmm
on I want to say on subscription revenue. And usually they can get away with that because they're the big dog.
hmm
That ain't like they know they can't go to Microsoft and say, "Hey man, let me get 30% up off that subscription revenue." No.
Yeah.
No. Like, it's not going to happen.
And they're like, and they know that they are positioned to be the game streaming service. So they're like, all right, it's not going to be on iOS, I guess. Which I guess they haven't had a great relationship with Apple lately at all, ever.
I mean,
But
yeah,
and they've been doing pretty good with
just deal
Google.
with
You know,
each
they're
other.
making Android phones now, and they're. But yeah,
Look.
Google. I mean, Google clearly is cool. They got a store
Well,
too. They usually want their cut too.
They're an open platform, but they're an open platform, and they understand that you can't have it both ways. Because yes, they have Google Stadia, right? They're letting their direct competitors stream games on their devices, but they're an open platform, and sometimes you got to be able to say, well, is it worth fighting over this? Like, is it worth fighting over this? And nah, it's not. Like,
I actually wonder
you know,
though, if it's gonna be on the Google Play Store because you know they're talking about Samsung updates, right? Doesn't Samsung have their own little app store for Samsung phones? You know, this could
yes,
just
they
be
do.
that the Game Pass is gonna be on that app. I mean, Android always has the weird thing though, where you can be like, you know, Amazon did this forever. They were like, hey, to get our app on Android, you got to go to this website and you download it and you install it, and you don't go to the Google Play Store. I wonder if Microsoft is going to do that same thing, or if they actually worked out a deal for the Play Store, because the Google Play Store you do still have to do similar stuff where you gotta pay them some money. I don't think it's as much as the Apple Store, App Store, but we'll see. I wonder what that is.
Hold on. We got this. I don't know if people can see it off that screen glare, but yeah, we got this X game streaming. In the App Store right here. So like, look, man, Google said we'll allow it, man. Come get this money. Like, Google's like, hey, come get this money.
Yep. You are right. Xbox Game Streaming Preview, which is coming out of preview real soon. Xbox Game Pass, right there in the store.
Look, man, they
Works
let
with
them come get this money.
This app is compatible with all of your devices. That means Pixel 1 and 2. I got the old one on here still.
By the way, that's the game to play on the streaming service. By the way, that Ori right there, that's it. That is the one.
Man, yeah, and I feel like this is gonna. I think that there are maybe a good amount of people out there who used to play video games, but they're now like it's too much for them. They're not gonna get the console. They're not gonna hook it up. They're not gonna do all that stuff. I feel like a lot of those people.
Do that.
I feel like a lot of those people might be like, oh, cool, I can just stream it on my phone now. I'll check out that new Halo or something. I'll jump back in and play the new Halo. Check it out.
For $15 a month, yeah. and yeah, Ori is the best. Like, Ori is literally one of the best games ever made. Like, I swear it is. Like, I don't know why Ori really don't get and it's probably because it was on the Xbox. That's just being honest. It's just being honest. If it was on the God machine, if it was on the PlayStation, probably think people would be talking about Ori different. Ori's one of the best games ever made, bro. Like, both of them.
My buddy, that's my buddy, and he definitely agrees. I still haven't played it. I'm bad. I own it. Just gotta play it sometime.
Look, man. Ori, one of the only games that ever made me cry, man. I have never really played something that made me cry, and I was like, man, like, I don't know if it's the music, I don't know if it's like, the panda thing. He's sitting there poking his mouth. Like, I ain't gonna get a story away, man. But look, man, Ori had your boy in tears over here. You know what I mean? Had me grabbing a handkerchief. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying?
All right.
I was like, you cried. It's okay, y'all cry. But yes, that's what I wanted to bring up. That is what I wanted to bring up.
Moving on the same subject, they partnerships. They know that they need some good phone controllers and contraptions, which I've always thought the options out there were terrible, but it looks like we
Yeah,
got
they
some
was all
actually good
Bluetooth.
ones.
They was all Bluetooth. So I just ordered this. Okay.
The Kishi?
Yes, I just ordered a Kishi. Matter of fact, I'm gonna send my link. Hey, put that link that I sent you on Facebook in the chat so everybody can go get that $10 off on it if they want to order a Kishi. You know what I'm saying? Because it's basically just gonna pay for your shipping. But yeah, it was $10 is $10. And the Kishi, they have a Xbox version that's obviously just for Game Pass. It has all the Xbox buttons. It has your Xbox Home button. It has your Start button, all that stuff. So
yeah,
if you're gonna be a person that tries out Game Pass, go get it.
Right.
That's the controller right there. That's the one.
Yeah, which is cool, and it's crazy because usually these things are generic, but they're partnering with them, and this has got full-on Xbox buttons and everything on it, which is pretty crazy. I don't know. That is cool, and that's what you want anyways on this service, because like it's the same thing in the world of PC gaming as well. Like these are the buttons that are in every game interface and everything now. You don't see Sony cross buttons or anything. It's always this layout and these button colors. So, I mean, that one's cool. It's I don't know what style I would like the most, but as far as
I'm running with that one, bro.
I like Switch, so that one makes sense.
Yeah. And it's USB Type-C, so you don't have to worry about that input latency because it's not using Bluetooth to connect to the controller. That is why that's the one.
Yeah,
There's
clickable
no
analog
input latency.
thumbsticks too.
Yeah,
Low
man,
latency
no
USB-C.
input latency.
I wonder what the full list of devices it supports is then.
It's on the back of the box. I wish I had it right now because I could tell you, but they have released it. It's mostly Samsung devices. Big surprise, Aaron. That is mostly Samsung devices.
Yeah.
And it's all the Pixel devices. So all the Pixel devices. Guess what? Guess what devices don't fit in that thing? The Razer ones, because Razer has two phones. They don't fit in there.
Do they still support those?
Can we talk about how these network providers need to step their game up? My bill is about to go through the roof. Of course, I mean, look, man, they about to tax you, Adam. Are you crazy? 5G about to launch, and they're about to eat. They know that you coming for that 5G, and they cannot wait. Bet money Verizon signs on as like the official partner for xCloud, so they can be like, hey man, you want that xCloud package when you get this phone? And they're gonna charge you like $200 a month. Plus the price of your $1,000 phone, because we're all buying $1,000 phones for no reason. Aaron, we literally are buying $1,000 phones for no reason. Like, I don't know.
Oh yeah. I'm done. Google's calming down a bit finally. I think they're backing off. I think Pixel 5 is going to be cheaper, but yeah, I'm not getting them phones. What? You definitely don't need it for this.
No, you don't need a $1,000 phone for this thing. So look, when you buy whatever phone you're going to use for this, for the people in here listening, do not go buy a $1,000 phone. You're cloud streaming, okay? You just got to make sure that the video can process, baby, and you good to go. Make sure that network is hidden. So hopefully they don't put 5G behind all the expensive phones as a paywall, and you can get 5G on like mid-tier phones, because that'd be key, man. That'd be key. But do not go buy a $1,000 phone for xCloud, bro. If you do it, I will smack you upside the head myself.
Go ahead and get that $350 Pixel 4a coming out next month, I think.
Hey, yo,
Maybe
Chris, man, I had to go cop that that Note 20, man, for the xCloud. I'm gonna smack you upside your head, B. I'm smack you upside your head.
I will say I thought that this one was kind of cool though.
That is cool.
Use your
controller.
Use your Xbox controller. If your Xbox controller works well with your phone, I guess. I guess that latency thing might be an issue there.
See, this is the funny thing. Yeah, that's why I said get up off that Bluetooth, get that USB Type-C. Now that one right there, I figured you was gonna like that one, Aaron.
These are cool. I really like this.
I saw that when I thought of you.
I really like 8-Bit Do, and I think that it's cool that they're like a part of the conversation now, right? Which is neat. They started off kind of making like niche little things and all these like Nintendo look-alike controllers, because Nintendo's patents must have expired on a lot of this stuff. But But I mean, they're like a serious contender in the controller game now, and it's cool to me that Microsoft reached out to them. They haven't made controllers with these, they haven't made any Xbox controllers before. So this is specifically a version of the SN30 Pro that is for Xbox. It's got an Xbox button on it. It's got the Xbox, ABXY and colors. That's pretty cool. But you know what? It would have been nice to see if this had a USB-C tail coming out of it. That does seem like a big thing that you need to worry about. I mean, if they can literally advertise low latency because of USB-C, then that means that I need USB-C.
Yeah, no, I mean, well, it's funny that that's like an advertisement thing. And guys, I did not expect this podcast to go like this because we only got 3 subjects. We get to ramble. I think we might do this more often because last show it went straight through 40 minutes because we had 6 subjects. So we probably want to stick to 3
we're shooting for an hour. I feel like we can at least we got about an hour of the actual news stuff, and then you know what, if you want to stick around and hear us talk about some not news stuff, then you can stick around.
Random,
but,
right? That random-ish. But
yeah, I mean, this
the
was
funny thing
that was most of
about
it.
how they're advertising low latency USB-C. Of course, it's low latency. It is a input device instead of Bluetooth. That's why I'm like, I'm pretty sure any direct connection to the phone. I don't care if it was USB micro. I don't care if it was Thunderbolt. I don't care. It would be low latency because it's not Bluetooth.
Yeah, Bluetooth is pretty bad still. It's I will say that the next Bluetooth standard, I cannot wait for everything to be on it and for it to be in every phone, but it's not yet. It's not. I don't even know if it's fully finalized as far as what's coming out, but it needs to come out sooner than later because Bluetooth is trash. I mean, the Bluetooth we use on everything right now is so bad. But so when that time comes, there will probably be better wireless options for your phones. But until then, yeah, if you plug right up into that, that's the way to do it. Yeah, I think we hit all of our news subjects.
Yeah, we did. So,
for the week.
So we get to move. To our I'm gonna call this. I'm gonna make this our after dark subject, man, because I feel like we're gonna be on this for a while. So
yeah. So you know what?
If you don't feel like hearing us talk for like the next 30 minutes, just go ahead and just remove yourself, man, because I don't want to hold you up like it's gonna be an end in sight, right? Yeah. So this is Third Key Podcast signing off. Okay, so now going to our third eye subject of the day.
All right, give it an introduction, and then let's take like a minute break, and then get into it.
Okay, cool.
But let people think. People can think about it too if they're still listening.
Okay, cool. So our third eye subject of the day is going to be top 5 moments of the generation and top 5 bottom. So top 5 moments of the generation and bottom 5 moments of the generation. So what are your top 5 things that happen? What are the bottom 5 things that happen? And think about that, and we will be back, man. We'll be back. Third Key Podcast.
Yep. And that includes, best games.
Everything.
Everything. Events. Whatever, things that started popping up, things that were happening. And yeah, and we will be right back. I'm going to get this going right here. Cool. And we will BRB.
I mean, that's great, man. Hey, man, that's great, man. Oh, I just want to say like both your shirts. Hey, hey, man. Anybody? Hey, for the people that recognize this scene right here, yo, you're really an OG in the game. That means you old. Because there's no kids that recognize this scene. Sorry, man. All right, man. What you got, Aaron? Hey, man, I'm going to let you kick this off, man. I know you got to have your top 5 and bottom 5, you know, moments, man. Top 5 and bottom 5 moments of the generation, man.
I figure we're going to have to talk about moments and then rank them. I can't rank them right now, I don't think.
Yeah, actually, I don't think I can.
I might,
so, all right,
I might pull.
If this game is not, if it doesn't meet expectations, I think 343 will be disbanded. I think Microsoft will literally break up that studio.
I think that I don't know. I feel like they're actually like starting to like them more, just because of you know, they got that girl who's in charge of all their lore. Oh, yep, that's going to my bottom 5. Kingdom Hearts 3.
Oh shit! Hey, man.
But yeah, you know, they got like an exec from 343 who's consulting on the TV show coming out and stuff, and I feel like they have a big vision for it. If Infinite doesn't pan out too well, I think that they might be cool with it, just because it's clear that they were designing Infinite to be one of these open world mission games from the last generation, and they're just kind of late to the party now, and they might be like, shit, man, we just kind of missed the party. Everyone's doing different stuff now, and that's kind of on us. Like they took too damn long. But so I don't know. I think that they still like 343. You know, Master Chief Collection has been, I mean, really killing it. It had a bad start, but I mean, the PC launches and everything are going good. I think they like them. It's just, I don't think Halo's Infinite is going to be its peak. I think maybe at the end of next gen, I think that Halo will truly be something special, or they'll have something newer. Whatever they got next is probably going to be a little more focused. So yeah, I don't know. So wait, you said that was a bottom for you, or what was it?
Yeah, the story, like.
Oh, the story of Halo
like,
5.
Yeah. What they did to Halo 4 and Halo 5 story, kind of put it in this place where like the fan base started to turn. Like it's weird because Halo's more about the lore than anything. Might have the greatest lore in gaming. Like I've told people this. I'm like, bro, like the range of content they have for Halo lore is ridiculous. So
right.
It's a really big deal. The story's a really big deal to the fans. And I know a lot of people think that people who play first-person shooters don't care about story. You go look at Halo fans, man. Oh, they care. That's one of the number one things they care about. So yes, the multiplayer was great for 5, great, but it don't matter. That story got the hit. So
Yeah. And I think that I think they recognize it, right? It seems like Halo 5 came out and they went, all right, oof, we gotta, time to go back to the drawing board a bit here. Because all they were doing was what, like the next Halo 4. They made Halo 4 and people were kind of iffy on it. They made Halo 5 and it was the next Halo 4. People were still iffy on it. I'm gonna try to see if I can get one of these damn, do I gotta have pictures for all of these? I don't want pictures for all of these.
Kingdom Hearts 3.
Trying to get
one
a
of
little.
the worst games in the generation. Actually, I might agree because Kingdom Hearts 3 took so long to make that it has to make the bottom 5 things of the generation. It literally has to because how long does Kingdom Hearts take to make? A decade?
I mean, they've been making games, right? It's like they've been making the handheld games. Some of them were actually like big games, like the PSP one was a very big game. And then it's just the teams that make those games were making other games, so they just didn't get around to doing another console game until 3 finally. But really, there was like, I don't know how many.
14 years.
Yeah.
Yep. Nope. Take this L. Top 5 worst things of the generation is Kingdom Hearts 3. Okay.
But it's not. It's just because they literally. So they went. They've been building up 2 full games, PSP game, 3DS game, very big games. They got all these extra characters. They didn't close anybody's stories. The PSP game especially had 3 really great characters. No climax, like no finish for any of them. And then Kingdom Hearts 3, everybody's here. They're like, everybody from every one of these games is going to be in it. There's going to be a showdown, and boy, did it not deliver at all. You know, it's like they needed like the anime finale, right? And it was they closed everybody up in single fights. All those other people, they were like, here's the fight for these guys. They're fighting their last guy, and then you run over here, and these guys are fighting their last guy, and these guys are fighting their last guy. Out of the way, back to Sora. Here's some new weird space fantasy bullshit that Nomura came up with. And he's fighting this new guy now, and this is the focus now again. And it's like, God damn it, Tetsuya Nomura.
Not hitting. Not
it was so bad. And like that's all fans wanted was like a good finish for all these characters they've been following forever. And he was just on. Honestly, he's on to the next one. He was just like, cool. I made a big mess over the last 14 years. I need to wrap all that up, and I want to move on to this new thing that I'm doing. And the new thing that he's doing is Final Fantasy Versus 13. He put his version of Noctis into this game as a character that looks just like him, into a game world within the game world that looks just like his Final Fantasy Versus 13 world. Like, that dude is petty. He really wanted to make that game. They took that away from him, and he's trying to put it into Kingdom Hearts.
And he was like, well, I'm gonna put Noctis in there. Yeah. I'm gonna do it. King Noctis.
He's like, I'm gonna show you that my vision for it was better than what you guys made when you took it from me. So, oh god, that was a debacle. Okay. That is definitely bottom 5 of the generation for me. I bought a PS4 for that game.
So I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go to this. Actually, I'm gonna stick to the negativity. I'm gonna stick to the negativity. Top 5 worst things of the generation. The Xbox exclusive lineup was one of the worst I've ever seen from any console manufacturer, just because of the lack of quality control. Like the fact that Terry Crews was in Crackdown 3 and Terry Crews was terrible. Like the game itself was terrible. Their quality control for the lineups was terrible. Even though they did have some great ones, Ori, like I said, Ori one of the best games ever. I thought Gears 5 was actually really, really good. And the Forza games are always good. But I'm glad Microsoft recognized that their exclusive library needed to be updated and boosted, and they went and bought like 15 studios. So even they agree with me that their exclusive lineup is top 5 worst of the generation, like easily top 5 worst things of the console generation. And it is the reason that Sony gets to make the PlayStation 5 and not make any exclusives for it when the console comes out, because they know for a fact you're gonna buy it, because what else you gonna play?
Yeah.
So That's why Sony's chilling right now, because Microsoft dropped the ball.
Yeah. Sony's cemented, especially with this generation. You know, I used to always have to tell people, well, I got a PS3 because the games I want to play of this generation are these exclusives to Sony. I wanted to play Uncharted. I want to play these games that make I really like them. And that's why I buy consoles. I got a PC. I can play a lot of these other games on my PC if I really need to. And that's why I like Sony. You used to have to explain that to people why you didn't have a 360 or whatever. Now it's like, that's actually everyone's reason now is PlayStation 4. They're like, oh, it's because our entire PS4 generation was spent playing great exclusive titles from Sony. That's what everyone talks about. That's why everyone loves the system. And now, yeah, the next system can come out with nothing, and they're just like, yeah, okay, well, all these people who made all these great games we loved, their next games are gonna be on this console, so I'm buying it. So that's, they hammered that in. Like, I need a good list maker, man.
Hey man, it's alright, man.
I don't want to.
I got some positivity while your boy is over there looking for something. I got some positivity. Nintendo's effect on the handheld market. The shift in focus. Like, I hope people know that this push for xCloud, even though I'm pretty sure Microsoft was working on it already, I'm pretty sure it got expedited because the Switch did so well. I'm pretty sure, like, when I saw CES, when I saw all these PC manufacturers making their own versions of handheld PCs, that is thanks to the Switch. I want to give Nintendo, the company, a top 5 recommendation for not dying, coming back from the Wii U debacle, which was one of the worst consoles ever made. The Wii U was one of the worst consoles ever made. Yeah. And Nintendo bounced back with authority, okay, and made the beloved Nintendo Switch, and they are shifting the focus in the industry, and people are rocking with their handheld life. Nintendo, you got to be top 5, man. Got to be top 5 things of this generation. The Switch itself, the entire, even though the online is terrible, I'm still gonna give you a pass for that. I'm gonna give you a pass off the terrible online because of the influence and what do you call that? What do you call that? You know that word everybody likes to use. The innovation. Everybody loves to use the word innovation, like they're just innovating everything. So,
all right. So we got let's see.
Halo 5 story gotta be top 5, bottom 5, yes.
And I'm over here. I'm gonna grab this guy and stick it up in here. I got a few, so okay, there we go. All right, so, well, you don't have it yet. Wait, where? I thought you had. Oh, you said.
I had a positive. Yes, I had a positive. The Nintendo Switch itself, the innovation of the Nintendo Switch.
That is true. And I think I have to put that in mind as well. It honestly got me back into gaming more, whereas I was not. When that came out and Breath of the Wild came out, I spent $300 on Breath of the Wild when I got it. I haven't done that in ages, and I loved every second of it. I mean, I completely 100% in that game. I got all the stupid collectibles that they didn't even intend for you to get all of, and I did most of it without even looking at a guide, because I was just like, I'm cool with just running around every inch of this entire world, because I'm just like zen. I'm zoned out. It was like meditation for me. And it was so enjoyable, and I had not done that with the video game in so long. That and that just really the handheld thing really was part of it. Is because I started the game off on my TV, you know, did it right. You got to have the good sound, the big picture, the docked mode and everything. But And then I would start playing it handheld. I would just sit on my bed, whatever, watching TV or something like that, doing anything, and just I'm gonna boot up Breath of the Wild and just start playing it a little bit, which is great. And that really changed. That really got me back into games. I bought so many games on there. I've played a lot of games on there. I've been playing indie. It's the system I wanted for indie games. I always wanted to play all these like Steam indie games on a handheld because I thought that they were just better for that. And
you feel like it would enhance the experience.
Yeah, and then most of them came out and they have been coming out on Switch. A lot of the legendary older ones and stuff. Man, and that Hollow Knight came out on there. That game rules.
That's what I was gonna bring up.
I'm sure Ori is also just as good.
Ori's great on the Switch.
I mean, I don't even know if I would want to pick one because like Ori is really great, Hollow Knight is really great, but I feel like it was really the and I might stick it in my top 5, which was the oh come on, how do you
what, resurgence of the man Google resurgence?
That is definitely how you spell oh, it's gents. All right, my bad. There's no
stop embarrassing yourself. All right, so
it was what do they call them of I'm gonna say of the Metroidvania game. Metroidvania. That was a big thing for me. I didn't realize how much I really enjoyed those games. I played the hell out of Hollow Knight. The only thing I didn't do in that game was
Infinite is about to be Metroidvania, basically. It's about to just be a first-person shooter version.
Yeah, it's something about that, going through a world that's very well designed, and you're running through, and you're taking notes on, ooh, that looks like somewhere I'll be able to get to later, or whatever. And then you get new abilities, and you go back, and it was so great. And there's Ori, there was Dead Cells. A lot of people were into that, which was like a
agreed, Ham. Yo, Ori over Hollow Knight, like you are effing tripping. But Hollow Knight was dope, so I don't care. I'm not gonna hate. I think Shovel Knight did really well too. Shovel Knight, everybody loved it.
Yeah, well, Shovel Knight though was like an NES game. It was people like that. I'd say Shovel Knight actually Shovel Knight is last generation. It just got ported to everything. But that was like an NES game. I played through that and it was kind of fun, but I also wasn't a big NES platformer, and like I was like, oh, it's kind of hard sometimes. But it's these,
You got the resurgence. All right, wait a minute, hold on. You got Nintendo Switch, Breath of the Wild, Resurgence to Metroidvania. Hold on, man. You ain't got no negativity over there, man. I don't see no negativity. Just Kingdom Hearts 3, which everybody universally hates.
I'm thinking about
it. Come on, man. Dig in your bag, man. Dig in your bag. What do you got?
Well, you give me a positive. I'll think about a negative.
Okay, man. Hold on, man. I mean, yeah. The contrary to the Xbox exclusives, which is the PlayStation exclusives. That is the top. And that is literally the number one thing of this console generation. Like, now, Death Stranding is a negative, and we will talk about Death Stranding because that game was terrible. Death Stranding was terrible. But the PlayStation 4 exclusive lineup this generation will go down. I think it will be able to compete with possibly like the Super Nintendo, like the Super NES.
What's great?
I think like the Super Nintendo might have had like some of the best exclusive lineups like ever. That's what Donkey Kong, Super Mario Kart. Like, I think the PlayStation 4 lineup may be able to match up with something that legendary. I think it's gonna stand the test of time, it's like that library did.
I don't even got all of them.
But Death Stranding was terrible.
Dude, all of these are in the packaging still. I just realized. Uncharted, Spider-Man, Last Guardian, Horizon, God of War. I'm missing Ghost of Tsushima. I'm missing
all heat.
What else am I missing? I don't know. These are the ones. I mean, but Horizon and God of War, it could have just, and Spider-Man, I could have stopped there. I mean, that was like they wrapped up the whole generation when all that was out. It was like, man.
Yeah. maybe literally.
I mean, they got fire out of every one of their. PS3 was kind of like
It was hit and miss. PS3 was hit and miss, bro.
And it's
PS4
some of these.
Was literally
it's some of these
title.
same. Yeah, it's some of these same studios too, right? That like, Resistance. It didn't really pop off like that. And then they made Spider-Man. They made the new Ratchet and Clanks are apparently very good on PS4, whereas on PS3 they were messing around making like weird like offshoot games and like stuff that wasn't a full game. And yeah, I don't know. God of War. They made God of War 3. And then they made those. They
did make God of War 3.
Which was
God of War 3 was cool.
It was a sequel to 2, but it was like the same game. And then they were like, Ascension, and everyone forgot that whole game existed. It has multiplayer God of War.
And we talked about God of War. God of War is one of my favorite franchises. The issue God of War ran into was though it was never, as far as action titles went, it just never really matched up to your Bayonettas and your Devil May Cries and your Ninja Gaidens. It just never matched up. So when they finally released that new one, I was like, man, it's like on another level. Like the new God of War is on another level. You know what I'm saying? It's completely different.
Yeah.
So they knocked it out of the park, man. PlayStation 4 exclusives, man. Top 5 of the generation, no questions asked. They literally knocked it out the park. Now, this is something else I'm gonna put my top 5 because Aaron ain't got no positivity. Nah, Microsoft, I'm about to give you something positive. This is something I got for you. The Microsoft Elite controllers. So when Microsoft entered the pro level controller market, it reset the bar. All right, reset the bar. Like that original Elite controller, I remember when everybody was going to buy those things, really like the build quality and everybody's like, okay, cool. Then they came back with the second one and added even more features and made I guess I want to really just say the pro controller market period, right? But Microsoft coming into it made people step their game up. So I'm gonna give them credit for that because I started seeing people step their build quality up. I started seeing people add more features, and it was more than just Scuff, because Scuff literally ran that market for a decade, and
they weren't even. I feel like no one else was even
just doing it.
Yeah, I feel like even their stuff wasn't that amazing. But there really was this shift. There really was this shift in this generation of I don't know if it's just enough gamers made it to their 30s or whatever and they got money now, but there was a real shift of, I don't care, I like playing video games, give me the best whatever. I want the best controller. I need the best version of the console. I'll get that PS4 Pro, whatever. I want that wireless nice headset, and that's really become a thing, which is pretty interesting. And that's what the Series X is, right? That's the high-end gaming PC. It's there. You want to get it? Go get it. You want a cheaper one? We're gonna have that too. But it used to be you couldn't say that you couldn't sell anything for above certain prices, or people would be mad. And that's not really a thing anymore, which is good. I mean, that's a cool thing about the last generation, that gaming is. It seems like it's getting taken more seriously, and yeah, I mean it's really an accepted big major hobby now, and not just for PC players, and that's part of it. Pro controllers became a thing. I need a real nice controller. It needs to be dependable. I need to be able to be wired. I need these extra paddles on the back. Sony's playing catch up in that regard.
Well, yeah, because they did it with Scuff, and it was terrible. The Scuff Pro Vantage controller was more money than the Microsoft Elite controller, and twice as worse. It was terrible.
All they did at the very end of the generation, they were like, "Hey, here's a paddle clip-on for your DualShock 4. You can get those 2 extra buttons for I don't know. You're gonna buy a PS5 in like 6 months. I don't know why we bothered, but
Aaron, man, you stupid, man.
And this controller's not gonna work on the new console. But
Aaron, man. Oh, and now that's something where I feel like people can have a beef, but I think that the Scuff Pro Vantage controller actually does work on a PS5. So if you want a PS4 controller
it's not a
that works on a PS5, yes, if you want a PS4 controller that works on a PS5, go get the Scuff Pro Vantage controller for a whopping $200.
Oh my God.
And it is terrible. I'm not gonna lie to you, it is terrible. Okay, come on, Aaron, give me some of that negativity, man. Let's go.
You know, and it's something that we already covered in the previous episode, but for me, definitely bottom 5 thing to emerge from this generation is, how do I want to sum it up into a thing? But it's that open world.
Oh man.
Endless missions.
Oh man.
Meaningless content updates. Infinite cosmetic purchases. Battle pass. Etc.
Oh, hey, and that right there is literally gonna be the entire next generation of games. The whole next generation is coming, bro.
I think we already spent it. I think it's already been spent, and they're already trying to figure out what the next thing is because people are starting to. I think they're starting to get. You know, Tsushima only got away with it because they were like, "Hey, there's no HUD even." I mean, the game, the game is just like those other games, but we made you not think though because you were getting tired of seeing 10 million beacons all over a giant map, and you were just. Grinding, and we put up an illusion so that you don't feel like that, but it is still at its heart that kind of game.
Batman Arkham City, infinite things to do, side missions,
and they're all just the worst missions. But and it's that, and then it's they wanted to figure out how to get money, and it was just cosmetics out the wazoo, so many, and then it's a great time to be a 3D model designer. But
oh yeah, you get money out here if you're a 3D model designer. You get money.
What do you do? I just pump out endless 3D models for this video game every week. They need something new.
I'm making hella money for the company. Hella. Nah, but open world, endless mission, meaningless content updates, infinite cosmetic purchases, battle pass, etc. You essentially could have put Ubisoft games, and that would have
pretty much what it is. It's that formula. It's the microtransactions of this generation. It's the loot boxes of this generation. Microtransactions is like 2 generations ago, right? And then last gen was loot boxes, and then this gen loot boxes tried to come in there, and then got shut down real quick, including by governments. And then this is what emerged, and it was cool to begin with, but
got one. I got one. Top 5 worst. I got one. Nintendo Online still not fixed.
Nintendo, just Nintendo Online. They're still, they are. Oh man, they are so terrible. It's still bad. It's still so bad. And I play it too, and it's bad because I was gonna, I want to still put Smash in my top 5 because to me it's. I'm still gonna put it in my top 5.
You know what? All right. How about this? Then? I'm gonna give you some nuance. I'm gonna ask you this because I feel like the fighting game community, Nintendo Online, is so bad. Yes,
yeah, he plays Smash with me.
I feel like the fighting. I feel like the FGC had a resurgence this generation, and I want to know how you feel about that because I know that was like something that was near and dear to you here in the state. So, do you relate those two things, or is it just like Smash? Because I feel like Smash has finally been accepted as a part of the FGC. Like, it's at EVO, it's very hyped at EVO.
That did happen with this generation, which was nice because it was really toxic in the last generation still. People were still kind of looking down on Smash players, which, when I was doing tournaments, and what does my stream say still? I need to update it. It says like I did it from 2011 to 2014, I think. But in 2014, I was like, listen, the Smash community right now is like 4 times the size of us in Michigan. And I was like, we have this big ass venue with all this space. It's like, if you guys want these events to be better, if you want us to bring in more people, more money, and you want it more crossover from these people that go to the Smash events that might play fighting games, I was like, we need to get these guys. They need venues. We have a venue. We need to get them in here. And they still hold events at the place that I got for us at Schoolcraft. But and you know, that's where it started. They became so undeniably huge that why would you not? You'd be dumb to not just say, okay, we added Smash. Here's the space for it, and then double your attendance doubles. It's like, why would you not do that for a big event? So that they finally just, everyone came to that conclusion. It started, you know, showing up at every event just like that. Now it's pretty much like ingrained in it. Now people know, you know, people know Smash stuff too. Now they know about the legendary Melee players, and you know, they know who's good. Like they are really big celebrities. They got sponsored this generation. Hungrybox is on fucking what's the one with the horse and the blue
horse and the blue.
The
you about to Google it? The horse in the blue?
Is it Cloud9? It's not Cloud9. Mango's on Cloud9. Cloud9 is one of the biggest teams in the freaking world. Hungrybox, what is he on? Liquid. Team Liquid.
Oh yeah, Team Liquid.
Playing Melee and Smash Ultimate. I mean, they finally got like the big every major esports team has a Smash player, at least one. And it's one of the biggest ones usually. But you know, so they did get taken seriously, but I do feel like it wasn't that notable. In the FGC, this generation wasn't that notable, because I do think that the FGC, and even the Smash community apparently, has always been quite toxic. And at the end of this generation, they got called out in a big way. And there was a lot of bad stuff going on, and it rightfully got called out, and a lot of people got banned from everything. And that's good, but I think that's going to kind of mar this generation. But it makes me really hopeful for the next generation, because we did get to see what was nice about this generation was like we really got more games from other developers. Capcom's output was disappointing. I might be more excited for this generation if they made a Marvel game that wasn't terrible. But you know, they just put out Street Fighter V. That's the only game they had all generation, and they're still making it, and they're still putting characters in it.
Well, I feel like Tekken had a big resurgence.
Tekken killed it this generation. They've always been big, but
yeah, like killed it. Mortal Kombat has gotten way more respect. Fucking even Killer Instinct has like gotten respect. Like, where people who play fighting games are like, yo, man, Killer Instinct's really good. So it's like
what was cool about this generation is there was a lot more games and a lot more success for people who aren't Capcom. But it sucks that Killer Instinct didn't work out. That was all that debacle with Microsoft getting their developer bought out from underneath their noses. Man, that's back when they had, I don't know what was going on with the Xbox division at the start of this generation, but clearly it wasn't great.
Look,
But now I know they regret it. Now I know that I'm sure that they wish they had that developer and they just bought them right then and there. That's
why they gonna hope that they get your boys over at NetherRealm. But what else we got, man? What else we got? Top 5 Nintendo Switch, PS4 exclusive, Microsoft Elite controller, like Pro controller market. Top 5 things. So now we get to the nitty gritty. Things I really thought that were impactful this generation, man.
We've already hit a lot of the obvious ones. I mean, like, Switch is crazy.
Impactful things, man. Tech-wise. You know what? I'm gonna say the resurgence of backwards compatibility made my top 5. Because a lot of people got lulled to sleep by the idea that backwards compatibility doesn't really matter, and I was like, bro, backwards compatibility is gaming history. It is the thing you're gonna show your children. It's the thing. It's going to having your library stationary and going forward with you is important. Do not let these companies sell you what is gonna make my bottom 5 for this generation. because I'm glad this ain't gonna happen no more because of backwards compatibility. Don't let these companies sell you remakes and remasters, Chris bottom 5 remakes and remasters that are not anniversary specific. So stuff like Final Fantasy VII, yes, you can do a remake, and it's a whole new game. Halo, the Master Chief Collection, where they remade games that had 10-year anniversaries. I don't care about that. But if we doing The Last of Us, a PS3 game, and then remaking it for the PS4, and then saying, hey, now you get on PS4, why was that not just backwards compatible in the first place? You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, it came out. So, re-releases and remakes are bottom 5 things of the generation. They need to go. Backwards compatibility needs to be the standard. It cannot be doing remakes of last console generation games. So
wait, is this a positive and a negative, or is it just a negative? Remakes and re-releases.
Backwards compatibility is a positive.
Okay.
Remakes and remasters are a negative. Tired of it. It has to make sense. Final Fantasy VII made sense. So I'm cool with Final Fantasy VII. I'm cool with Halo.
But the beginning of the generation, it was a lot of like really bare bones remasters, and you had to pay for them because they were like, it's a remaster. It's not a.
I mean, you gotta catch up, bro. I got one more each, man. I got one more each. You got to catch up, baby.
You might end up wanting to change it up.
I ain't changing it.
I'm in the game. This does just define my generation, though. I was like, man, this was just awesome. I played so much Breath of the Wild. I played so much Hollow Knight. I was like, these games are so cool. This is like some of the most exciting. I'm trying to think of like my most exciting moments of the last few years in gaming and what I really enjoyed. I mean, I didn't even get a PS4 until Kingdom Hearts 3 came out because everything else I was like, I'm just sitting on it. I was waiting. I'm trying to think about tech too as well though. Because there's had to be. The problem with tech is that everything is so incremental and small that it's like.
I'm surprised you didn't say this, man.
Hard to notice.
I'm about to take something from you. This is my last one, man. My last positive, man. Resurgence of PC gaming, man. The PC gaming community finally getting included in the overall hierarchy of gaming. PC gaming, you know, they're the OGs, they are the originals. So knowing that they're actually included in this, in gaming going forward is super dope. Seeing like Microsoft commit to putting games on PC. Literally commit to doing it. Seeing Steam become a powerhouse.
Yeah.
You know, where other developers and other publishers have to put their games on Steam. Guys got to kiss the ring. You got the Ubisoft store. You got the crossplay. I'm with the crossplay. That's dope. I'm with the crossplay. I'm with that. Maybe Aaron need to use that because he needs y'all help. He can't think of nothing positive.
It's a topic. I'll put it on there, but you don't got to keep it. You know, these are the topics. But yeah, on your last point, I think that I would actually put really it's hard to summarize. You said resurgence of PC gaming, but I think that what it really is for me is it's consoles going x86, and that's what it is. That's what it is. It's Sony giving up on making their own processors, and it's Microsoft fully committing to the Xbox One as just basically a big PC. It literally runs a version of Windows 10.
Like, you know what? And something else with that. Committing to DX12, because you know DX12 is about to be super important on these next consoles. Committing to DX12 and making, like, going back to the roots of the Xbox. Because the whole idea behind the Xbox was DirectX machine. It was just a DirectX box. That's what it was. So DX12 is about to be super important in this next console generation because it's basically going to make the transition from PC to console and vice versa seamless for developers. Everything is going to be DX12 based.
Yeah, and that goes right along with, I mean, you had to start with You had to start with x86 though, and that was the big thing. Was just like
100%.
just make it.
x86.
They're just PCs, and then, which was like Mark Cerny, the god for Sony, man. He led them to their success.
Smart
honestly.
guy.
Because if they tried to do their own processor again, dude, that would have been the end of it. That's what killed the PS3. Nobody knew how to make a fucking game for that thing. Like, except Sony's studios. They were the only ones that could figure it out. And then they were like, just give up, man. And then, you know, start sharing game engines. All you developers, start sharing game engines. Horizon, so good because, or no, did they make their game engine?
Who?
The people who made Horizon? I thought that they actually borrowed that from someone else too.
No. They've always had their own engine. Guerrilla is basically the only studio at Sony that truly
They're the only studio.
understands, like,
They're
they're like the only studio at Sony that really has like the tech side of things sold up. Like they have their own engine. That's the same engine Killzone was on. It was just an improved. I think it was just an improved version of the engine.
They got one of the only engines that can compete with Unreal right now.
Yeah.
Because Death Stranding Death Stranding used it. And they helped. They provided a bunch of assistance with them. And it might become. That's the first one. So it was that Killzone Shadowfall they made, which nobody played. And then that's when
I played it.
Did you?
I raised my hand. I played it.
That was their that was their resistance moment where they were like, okay, can we make a good game now, Sony? And they were like, yes.
Yeah.
Can we do our own thing finally? And they were like, okay. And then it worked out for them.
But guess what it had? Guess what Horizon Zero Dawn was? Open world, endless missions, meaningless content.
I haven't played it yet, but to me it sounds like
it was fun though. It was great.
It sounds like no meaningless content updates, no cosmetics out the wazoo, no battle passes. You know, it sounds like they made a game, they tightened it up, and they put it out. I mean, and it had one expansion, and it was an expansion.
Yeah.
It wasn't new reskinned randomized. We hit the button on the randomizer to generate 20 missions for you for next month. You know, they actually made content, which is nice. But yeah.
Hey man, waiting on you to catch up in here, though. You need one more positive. You need 3 more negatives, man.
Yeah.
You gotta catch up, dog.
Yeah. But yeah, I guess. And one last note, I guess I wanted to make on them consoles. That's also why them going to x86 is also why backwards compatibility is going to be a thing again, because Sony would make a new processor every time, and like the PS3 that was compatible with PS2 games had a PS2 in it.
It had a PS2 in it, yeah.
It had the processor from the PS2 because that was the only way you could do that, which is dumb. But now that they finally just settled on, we're just going to do x86, man. The same reason why I can buy a PC game in 2000 or whenever, and I can still play it. It might have some incompatibilities, but it's not going to be my chipset and my processor
for the most part, it's pretty much universal that you can just play it.
Right.
So, yeah.
It's not going to be my processor that's going to prevent me from even being able to run it in any way. So like that's cool, and that was so good when PS4 did that. It's one of the only reasons. It's one of the not only reasons, but it is one of the biggest reasons that they had the success that they had, which I don't think a lot of people realize. But people weren't about to make games for another PS3. They would have just dumped them like if they had to go through that again. So that's very cool. I did find so this is the 8th generation of gaming, huh? I didn't really know when those started, but literally Wikipedia has a I told you. Has a series on the generations of video gaming, which is very interesting. Wow, Wii U is counted as a part of this generation, huh?
Yep.
That almost.
I mean, I really figured that would make your worst list. I'm surprised it's not on there. But
there we go. That could go right on there because I love Nintendo so much, but that.
Did somebody say Death Stranding?
Yeah. No, we brought it up briefly with Guerrilla Games, but
we did say Death Stranding. Aaron been over here dancing.
My buddy is over here to shit on Death Stranding whenever possible. He did not like that game.
he should.
I haven't played it yet. I still think I'm gonna like stand for it or whatever, because I'm gonna be like, it's Kojima. He's doing his Kojima things. I'm out here to play the artful experience.
Look, man, let me tell you something. Let me tell you something about Kojima. Kojima's the type of guy. You know what? Put that on that's my last on my list. Of this generation, one of the bottom 5 things is one of the greatest game designers of all time putting out a dud. No, don't put Death Stranding. Put Kojima. Kojima, one of the worst things of this generation, because he's one of the greatest game designers of all time, and he put out that boo-boo, okay?
Kojima's game was Death Stranding.
Yeah. So let me make this clear about Kojima. Kojima has proven that he has to have reins on him. He literally proved Konami right. All that stuff that Konami used to say about him, we know when we all used to hate on Konami and talk crap about Konami because they was giving this dude unlimited budgets. Do people understand that he had unlimited budgeting at Konami? They used to let this dude spend as much time as he wanted making video games. Okay? They was like, look, bro, go do whatever you want to do. Here's the money. Just make sure you come back with that product so we can sell it. And he always run to us talking about they're blocking my creative vision. They won't let me do what I want to do. And we would go and say, Konami, bad Konami. And then when he left, we was all like, good for you, you're free. And then Sony steps in.
It was a big moment. It was positive.
Thinking that they're being superheroes, and they like, oh yeah, we're gonna let Kojima make us a game. And guess what he makes? That boo. That boo. So what that means is,
I'm still gonna play it.
Konami was right the entire time. Everybody needs to apologize.
I don't know about that. I will say that I think Kojima was being a douche just because Konami kept saying, Metal Gear, more Metal Gear, and he was like, I don't want to make more Metal Gear.
Yeah,
he's like, I'll do it.
Wait a minute.
And that's why he was.
They let him make Zone of Enders.
What on PS2?
Don't matter.
And then he made Metal Gear Solid 2, and they were like, Metal Gear, keep it going forever, never stop. And he was clearly, he wanted to do Silent Hills, and even that they were like, well. I almost wonder, I bet you he made PT, like, with them not even knowing.
Aaron's going to love the game. If Aaron loves this game, man, I'll be tripping, because Death Stranding was boo-boo. I
bet you I will have my reasons for liking it. And it won't be because of, traditional game stuff. And he made Metal Gear Rising.
He made Metal Gear Rising.
I don't think, Platinum Games made Metal Gear Rising.
Oh yeah, they did.
And that's what that game rules.
Yeah, that game was awesome. Oh man, he did not make that. Oh, Kojima.
He might have, consulted on the story a little, but.
Metal Gear Rising was awesome. You could cut through anything. All right, Aaron, where you at, man? Where you list at, man? Come on, man.
All right.
Come on, bro. Step it up, man.
So this is all good here. Oh, bottom 5. I'm just trying to think about. I'm just like, there's definitely more stuff that I was just angry about. This generation.
Hey man, I can't tell, man. I can't tell. Look, man. You got 3 things for us.
It's the good stuff is what sticks out in my head.
To end the show, Aaron. Come on, Aaron. We can't end the show until we come up with 3 items, bro.
All right, so bottom 5 of this generation. I guess I should think about stuff that I did not even care about whatsoever. That was popular. It's like where do I put Battle Royale on this?
Oh.
Because I like Battle Royale, but also I don't like it that much. I mean, I don't know. I guess I really couldn't put that in that's a really big moment in gaming, but I don't think it turned into the top 5 or the bottom 5. It kind of just faded away. Man, you know I didn't play Red Dead. Game is too long. It's probably really good.
Red Dead Redemption. Wait a minute. So you won't play Red Dead, but you'll play Death Stranding?
Yeah. It's Koji.
Get out of here, bro. Get out of here, bro.
I kind of want to play.
One of the best games ever made.
I kind of want to play Red Dead just because of the production, but
You're ridiculous.
But oh man, I'm just like I've so never been attracted to the Western fantasy in general. So like I don't really care. And then they're like, oh man, it's like 60 hours of story content or something. I'm like, man, that's too long. I don't got that kind of time.
And finish your list, man, so I can go get a drink, man. Finish your list, bro.
Oh gosh. I don't know, man. What else? Like, I need some more stuff that just sucks.
Man, I'm about to walk off the camera on Aaron because he acts like he don't know what he hated.
Oh, you could definitely go make a drink, and then I would hopefully maybe have something. I could even talk to my buddy here. Probably I'm really trying to think of. I'm like, there's definitely more things that I ranted about this generation that I want to remember, but I must have just put that, hid that away in the back of my head because I didn't like it so much.
So you only got 3 things that you hate this console generation.
So what do I got? Kingdom Hearts 3. Definitely Kingdom Hearts 3. Definitely these games with these updates. Wii U. I forgot it was even a part of the generation. So yes, definitely bottom. I bought one too, just to play Smash 4, and then I literally played no other game until 5 years later. I played Super Mario 3D World, which they need to port in a hurry because that game was awesome.
I'm surprised Smash Ultimate didn't make your top 5.
I did say that it was probably going to, and you know what? That's probably my last one is that Smash is back.
Okay, so now we just gotta fill out. Now we just gotta fill out the things he hates.
Yeah.
Because
it's like that's truly a big one, and it's not even like Smash Ultimate, but it's really that Smash 4 came out, and I was like, it didn't get me that back into it until I moved to Florida, and I went to that bar all the time that would I could just like sit at a bar and play it with people, and then I kind of got into it, but I still didn't really get into that game. But then Smash Ultimate, they crushed it. They really did a lot of stuff to make it more competitive and more fun. It's more fast paced, and it has playable online. It's not amazing, but yeah. So that was definitely great. You know what I'm doing is I am scrolling. I don't tweet very often, but I tend to tweet when something.
Oh yeah, Battletoads is about to come out in a minute.
Is it?
About to.
Like tonight?
No, I don't think it's tonight. I think it's next week.
It's coming out soon. It sucks that wasn't very I don't know. It looks cool, I guess. Do you know who's making that?
Rare.
Rare is?
Yes.
Oh, that's cool. That's more exciting then. I did not know that. I thought it was like somebody they found to make a game like that.
Look, okay, so I want to make sure I'm completely transparent. It is some other people in the Xbox Game Studios, but Rare basically headed the project. They were given the executive production duties for the project. So they consulted and streamlined the entire process so this other part of the studio, because Xbox Game Studios, they all work as one unit now. Mm-hmm. Rare was responsible for making sure the game was held up to a quality standard. That was their job in this. Mm-hmm. That's why the art style and everything is completely different.
Right. Which I mean it needed like a big refresher or whatever, which is cool. And I hope it's good. I really do like that they tried to focus on like adding in a lot of voice acting and a lot of like humor and whatever, that is cool. They're trying to make it a thing.
They're trying to modernize it. For new kids, man. That's all it is. These kids, they're not. We're old. People have to stop thinking in old terms. They're trying to sell Battletoads to kids, and them kids is like, I don't care about your old art style. I don't care about that ish y'all used to play. That ish is garbage. I want something to look like Ben 10. Come holler at your boy.
Yeah, what they definitely couldn't do was just make another Battletoads game, which would be, oh, it's really hard, and it's nothing but just hard gameplay, and there's nothing else to it. So, and they're doing that. They got some story. They got a lot of humor. That humor, I think, works well too. They've kind of been developing that for a minute. Rash was in. Was it Rash? I think it was Rash. He was in Killer Instinct.
Yes,
which was
Rash
cool.
Was in Killer Instinct. He was dope.
So, and I think that's where they kind of started getting the idea of bringing it back and what that could look like. But damn, I post on Facebook too much. I don't even post on Facebook that much. It's so hard to find stuff like, I don't know, it's like I need to yell at my friends to be like, what did I rant about the most?
I can't believe your boy.
I said something about
Aaron.
Sonic.
I can't believe your boy doesn't know the things he hates. I'm about to sign off on Aaron because he doesn't know the things he hates.
I think I can. Oh no, I can't blame Sega that much. They made Sonic Mania, but they didn't make anything else.
So Sega's one of your top 5 worst things of the generation.
I was gonna say that just Sega's output
messing up the Star Wars franchise, and then even when they finally came with a good Star Wars game, it was after 2 failed attempts. You know what I'm saying? And then they had to go back in and make Battlefront 2 good because they messed it up.
See, I was one of the people who was defending that game because I was like, what are you guys talking about? It's not even pay to win, but you guys are so freaking reactive right now about this, and it's not even what you're saying it is, which was, so I don't know. That's still, I that much. Oh god, I thought I was gonna steal some of yours too because I thought that they resonated with me as well. I suppose exclusive remakes and remasters. See, all that stuff. I'm like, I'm not that mad about.
Well, man, I guess you only got 3, baby.
I don't know.
You got a top 3. You got a top 5 and a bottom 3.
And this is a heavy bottom 3 for me. I mean, this is.
Then that's all right, man. You got a top 5 and a bottom 3. Me, on the other hand, I got a top 5 and a bottom 5, and that's where we at with it, you know.
So,
and
I'll read it off. I'll commit to this. Top 5 of the generation. What was this generation? We're talking 2012. Oh my god. Oh, they consider Wii U the start of it. Oh, but PS4 and Xbox One came out in 2013. Holy smokes, dude, we made it 7 years. PS4 and Xbox One.
That's why I'm surprised you don't have 5 things realistically in 8 years.
Here we go.
Okay.
Here we go.
I'm really surprised. Okay.
Garbage. 30 FPS games still. Barely even hitting 1080p.
Come on.
In 2020.
Okay.
Still not hitting 1080p in 2020. Still not getting over 30 FPS in 2020.
Xbox One. I'm looking at you.
Yeah, 30
Xbox
FPS is garbage.
Shipping 900p games. They were shipping games that were 900p, 30 frames a second. Like
everyone was, even
garbage.
They were doing dynamic resolution scaling and stuff like that for a lot of it, but still, there were still major games that were not hitting native 1080p, which is crazy. Especially not on the base hardware, on regular PS4 and original Xbox One.
All right, now come on, man. One more.
I'll put that. That is definitely one of my biggest peeves of this generation, is that I bought a new TV and everything, and then they're still putting 30 FPS games on my TV, and they look terrible.
Give me one more.
I definitely.
Signing out. Let's go.
I definitely did hate that. Oh man, that was. That was a good one to come up with, but oh man.
Cause I'm trying to go hit the Xbox right now. My boy like, come play Apex Legends. Now I gotta finish this podcast, but Aaron is taking forever.
It's too many. It's too many. It's too many things. We should have done top 3, bottom 3, because then it's 6 things to come up with. But now we got 10 things to come up with.
Wasn't hard for your mans.
Let's see. What's one small thing that I'm just petty about? I gotta have one of those. I'll put you had this. I'll put Nintendo Online in there. Nintendo Online is trash. They totally failed, even with Switch. They're like falling even further behind than they usually are.
I honestly think they just don't care. Because as long as the system's still successful, why do they need to change anything?
Yeah, but that's what. Oh, it could be more successful, but it's so bad. It's because their idea from the get-go was like, we're gonna make an app on phones, and you can use your phone to do it, and everyone was like, no, and then they didn't have any backup plans, so that's what we got. Nintendo, and also no virtual console, garbage. They're trying to get us subscribed to the thing and give us some new games, but they're like, yeah, so here's a bunch of Super Nintendo games, and maybe once every 4 months, we'll give you a new Super Nintendo game. We just got Donkey Kong Country, and that's the first notable game to come to it since SNES titles came out months ago. So like, that's been garbage. Virtual Console was cool. I would still buy Chrono Trigger. I would have bought Donkey Kong Country. I would have bought Super Metroid. I would have bought Link to the Past to play them right when I wanted to play them. But nope. They're like, we just got rid of that whole thing that everyone loved and replaced it with a subscription service where you sometimes get games. So yes, that I do not like that. I don't know if I'd put it in my bottom 5 ever. I can't think of anything more than that. But that was quite bad. So I'll read mine off. Top 5. Switch is fire. Reignited my love for gaming. Breath of the Wild, one of the best games ever made. Resurgence of the Metroidvania. Ori, Hollow Knight, all them great games that came out. I spent a ton of time on Hollow Knight. Consoles going to x86, which is great. They're all just basically PCs. Everyone can make games for them. The games will be backwards compatible. All the developers are happy. It's a good thing. And Smash coming back, because I like Ultimate a lot, and I actually still play it, which is crazy. Bottom 5, Kingdom Hearts 3, biggest disappointment of the entire generation, I think, for me. All these open world Ubisoft type of games. Wii U, because we forgot it was even a part of this generation. 30 FPS games in 2020, barely making 1080p in 2020, and Nintendo being online.
Hey man, let's go, Aaron with his list. Let's go.
What do you got to cut? You got to cut one of these out of your top 5.
Oh yeah. Hey man, I go through that, and that's why we're gonna start doing stuff like this after hours, so that we can just talk as much as we want, and y'all can tune out of the show, and it's not a big deal. Because when we finally do launch this podcast, this will not be a part of the podcast. It will be strictly for the fans who want to just sit and listen to us ramble. But Chris, top 5, Nintendo Switch, most innovative console out of all 3 consoles, definitely changing the landscape of gaming. The PS4 exclusives, Sony knocked it out of the park. I think they have put together, if not the greatest, one of the greatest exclusive game lineups for a console in the history of the industry. The Microsoft Elite controller / Pro controller market. I had to give Microsoft some props for definitely making people step their game up in the Pro controller market, and definitely making it more viable, because Notcast is out here spending $150 to $200 on controllers regularly. not just a few guys, literally everybody. They're literally selling out of these things. It's crazy. Backwards compatibility is back. Another shout out to Microsoft. Phil Spencer out here playing cleanup because he got thrown into a no-win situation and found some positivity with the Xbox. Okay, hopefully that continues going forward. Resurgence of PC gaming, super dope. that PC gamers are being included in the conversation, and that's what is important. Now, I'm gonna skip the crossplay because that's 6, I think, right? Yeah, I got to get out of there. Okay, going to bottom 5. I'm a super big Halo fan, so everybody should know that by now. Halo 5 story, abysmal. Fix it, 343. Fix it. Put Halo back where it's supposed to be. Xbox exclusives. Come on, man. Enough said. Just like Sony might be like, the greatest. What's the opposite? Is antithesis the word? Is antithesis the word to like opposite?
That could be the word. Yes, the antithesis of Sony. Of Sony exclusives.
Yes, the antithesis of Sony is Xbox exclusives, and maybe the worst lineup of exclusive games in the history of gaming. And I think that will put it in the same class as the Sega Saturn, the Wii U,
How could you? I couldn't even say Wii U because the exclusives are the only good part of that system.
All right, well, hey, Sega Saturn for sure. If you in the same conversation as the Sega Saturn, you got a problem. Nintendo Online, stop it, man. Just stop it. Just take internet off Nintendo devices. You guys don't care. Take it off. Keep our kids safe. Keep our credit card numbers safe. Because the one thing Aaron didn't bring up was y'all had that big, huge data breach. Okay, where a bunch of content got leaked. Y'all got problems over there. Okay, remakes and remasters galore. Stop putting out remakes for games that don't have at least 10 years of history. That
and
should
making
be
us pay for it. That's called a backwards compatible game, not a remaster.
Yes.
So it should be.
And Kojima, one of the greatest game designers of all time, making Death Stranding, which is boo-boo. So, we finally got our lists off. Have fun doing our third eye part of the podcast. This is strictly for the people that want to listen to us talk, and I think that's going to benefit the show greatly so we can do all the rambling we want without making people listen to us for 2 hours. So, that's going to be the format going forward. Everybody enjoy that. If you actually are a fan.
Yeah, going forward, we're nailing down format a little bit more. We're starting to fall into it, and hopefully next week, at the very least, you're gonna see a new YouTube location because I got to get it off my YouTube. I'm about to shift up all my YouTube stuff. I gotta move my Google Play Music to a new YouTube channel. That's gonna be interesting. So this will be on a different. We should have a third key YouTube at least next week, and then maybe we'll get. Man. We're gonna need a third key YouTube, Facebook page, and
IG, all of that.
I want to make a Twitch for it too.
Yeah, we are, man.
So and then other stuff. We'll start. At that point too, I do need to mess with recording. I gotta see how that goes on here, and then once I get the recordings too, it's gonna be editing and throwing up the audio on the audio platforms. So, it's starting to come around.
Hey, man. Well, it's cool, man. Glad everybody tuned in. We'll see everybody next week. Actually, this is my second time saying that because technically we signed off already. But, hey, man, signing off again. Got the list. Chris McLeod, Aaron, a.k.a. I don't know how to make a list in a timely fashion. Let's go. Third key out.
See ya.